Up next, we'll bring you the DBS Major Morning News.
DBS News. Fresh in the morning. Eye-opening and balanced. The DBS Morning News starts right now.
Good morning. In the headlines, a new project to enhance housing in Roseau has been launched. The Caribbean leads global cruise market, but service gaps threaten competitive edge. And the U.S. halts student visa appointments and plans expanded social media vetting. The details in a moment.
Drink and win with Distinction Milk. Purchase 2 large cans or 4 small cans of Distinction Milk and you get a chance to take home a Ninja Blender, $500 cash, or $500 shopping voucher from any local store you like. Just write your name and telephone number on your receipt and drop it into the box at your store, or WhatsApp a photo of your receipt to 317-4130. That number again, 317-4130. It's that easy. Distinction Milk, 100% cow's milk. Better quality, better taste. Hurry, promotion ends soon. Distributed by Fine Foods Inc.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
DBS News.
We thank you for joining us. I am Ivona John Baptist Luge with the DBS Morning News. First off this morning, a new project to enhance housing in Roseau has been launched. Parliamentary Representative for Roseau Central, Melissa Popon-Skerrit, says the Paint the Town project will begin on a small scale and expand in the future.
So my team will be deployed after to paint 2 homes in the River Street area. And in addition to that, I want to bring some more color to the city. And I want to bring more art to the city and murals, and let it be a place where you walk through as a tourist or as a local, you just want to be taking selfies because your background is so beautiful. So we're starting one at a time. In the future, I would like to be able to collaborate with the local businesses, to partner with them to paint their places, offer them brighter colors, something different, something eye-catching. So this will come very soon. And so in addition to that, we have started also our urban gardens. Take a drive down on Bath Road by the stadium. There's a lot which is next to a little house where you enter the stadium, and you will see this empty lot. That lot, because there's so many little children in this area, we decided to make it very colorful and playful. So we use old palettes from the port. It's brightly painted. We are not finished. We're going to put some pavers. But if you take a look, you can see the vision. You can see where we're getting at. So it will be a lot of nice little comfortable spaces in Roseau that we are going to transform, rather than having galvanized, a collection of debris, people just parking all abandoned vehicles there. We want it open so that people can actually sit on a bench, have a coffee, talk to someone, and be in a beautiful scenery in the city.
Parliamentary Representative for Roseau Central, Melissa Popon-Skerrit. A firm which surveyed housing conditions in Dominica post-Hurricane Maria is reporting that there has been a 14% reduction in the number of vulnerable homes. Pierre Pryor of Build Change says, however, Dominica has some work to do to improve the housing stock.
The first good news is the 14% reduction in number of highly vulnerable houses since Hurricane Maria. So this is a good achievement. We can really celebrate it because in only 8 years, I think it's a good achievement. However, we are still a lot that needs to be done, and we found out that 63% of houses are still highly vulnerable, and especially for galvanized roof, this rate reached 78% of galvanized roof. But what I want to say is it's kind of easy to retrofit those kind of houses. The third result is regarding the timber houses. We found out there are 89% highly vulnerable, so it's also like a lot of way to retrofit those houses to decrease the vulnerability of those structures. And finally, I will finalize the result of the survey with a good news, like all the slab roof we found were not highly vulnerable. So it's a good improvement.
Pierre Pryor of Build Change. More news this morning. Dominica's Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit says discussion with gang leaders in Haiti may be a way to find a solution to the long-standing gang violence in that country. Gang violence in Haiti left 5,600 people dead in 2024.
I had suggested, there are many who supported that position, but it doesn't carry through, that we should have had a conversation with the gangs in Haiti. We should have had a conversation in Haiti. The gangs in Haiti are too crucial a player for you to not engage them. And if you do not engage people, you leave them to their own devices. Sanctions are not going to change the attitude of any gang leader or gang member in Haiti. I believe, and I went ahead, because I was chairman of CARICOM then, I went ahead and I spoke to Norway, because Norway had played a very crucial role in facilitating discussions and negotiations between the government of Colombia and FARC. FARC was a terrorist group, and you have now people who are part of FARC in parliament, in Congress, in part of the government in Colombia. And so I understand people do not want to engage gangs and so on, but they're part of the society. We do not hate them, we hate their behavior and their actions. How do we get them to curtail or to change their behavior and actions? And to leave these guys to their own devices and send in drones to try to kill them and so on, all you're going to have is get the situation worse. And the gangs are a crucial part of it. Now, I am not a Haitian, I'm not part of the Haitian government, I can only suggest. But if there's a problem in society, we have to talk. You had the president, the current president of Syria, he had a $10 million bounty in his head a few months ago. And a few weeks ago, he made the president of the United States. So let us understand that unless we have a discussion with the gangs in there. So, and I still believe it's not too late. If, after consultations with the guys, discussion with these guys, they want to behave, then you go after them. You eliminate them. Simple as that. But you give them opportunity to change their ways.
Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. Acting Deputy Police Chief Jeffrey James has called on new police recruits to adopt a people-first mindset. James encouraged the recruits to be ethical and help build the communities they will enter. 59 police recruits joined the ranks of the police force this month.
The uniform you now wear is not just a symbol of authority. It is a badge of trust bestowed upon you by the communities you will serve. Ethics, on the other hand, is your moral compass. It is the voice that reminds you to do what is right, not what is easy. As you leave this training ground and the sports stadium, remember, the strength of the law lies not in its enforcement alone, but in the righteousness with which it is applied. You are mandated to adopt a community-oriented approach policing. Policing is not just about maintaining order. It is about building trust, fostering relationships, and serving with empathy. The communities you are about to enter are not just jurisdictions. They are homes, families, and dreams. They rely on your protection. Adopt a people-first mindset.
Acting Deputy Police Chief Jeffrey James. Dominica's path towards achieving Green Destination certification will be highlighted at the inaugural Nature Talks panel discussion carried for this morning. The event, being hosted by the Ministry of Tourism and Discover Dominica Authority, will be held at the Jungle Bay Resort and Spa from 10. The discussion will be hosted under the theme, The Importance of Sustainability and the Green Destination Certification.
On Wednesday, May 28th at 10 a.m., the Ministry of Tourism and Discover Dominica Authority will host the very first Nature Talks panel discussion under the theme, The Importance of Sustainability and the Green Destination Certification. We've brought together voices from across the tourism and environmental space to share where we are and where we're going. At the end of the day, this is about protecting what makes Dominica the nature island of the Caribbean, our rivers, our rainforests, our people, and making sure tourism helps, not harms. We'd love for you to be part of that conversation.
CEO of Discover Dominica Authority and Director of Tourism, Marva Williams. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit will meet with residents of Calibishi today following severe flooding in that community due to heavy rainfall. The Prime Minister says the impacts of climate change continue to affect Dominica and pose a significant risk to residents.
I want to extend solidarity to the people of Calibishi, who endured severe flooding just over a week ago following heavy rainfall. This latest incident serves as yet another stark reminder of the harsh realities of climate change and the increasingly unpredictable weather patterns that continue to place our communities at risk. As the residents of Calibishi press on with cleanup, I want to take this moment to urge communities across Dominica to take proactive steps to enhance their safety and preparedness. The fight against climate change demands collective action and a community response. Get involved. Clean your gutters and drains. Remove debris from waterways. Cut overgrown vegetation that can obstruct the free flow of water. Together with your neighbors, organize community cleanups. Let us each do our part to reduce our vulnerability to these natural events. On Wednesday, I will visit the people of Calibishi to discuss with them how government can work closely with them to minimize future impacts.
Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. In news from the region, the Caribbean continues to dominate global cruise tourism, attracting 43% of all cruise passengers worldwide, according to new data from the Cruise Lines International Association. Speaking at a Cruise Connect forum on Monday, Antigua Cruise Port General Manager George Gasper shared highlights from the association's 2025 State of the Cruise Industry report, which shows record-breaking numbers for the sector. Gasper said in 2024, the association is recording 34.6 million persons embarked on ocean-going cruises, and the Caribbean region saw 14.9 million passengers in 2024, up from 12.8 million in 2023. The data reveals significant trends that could impact Caribbean destinations. First-time cruisers now represent 31% of all passengers, up from 27% in 2023 and 24% in 2023, that is, and 24% before COVID-19. Generation X and millennials have driven much of the industry's growth, representing the most enthusiastic cruise demographics. The report showed these younger travelers often seek instant gratification and new experiences. Industry forecasts predict 42 million passengers will sail globally by 2028, with the Caribbean expected to maintain its position as the world's most popular cruise destination. And U.S. President Donald Trump's administration has ordered U.S. embassies around the world to stop scheduling appointments for student visas as it prepares to expand social media vetting of such applicants. An official memo said social media vetting would be stepped up for student and foreign exchange visas, which would have significant implications for embassies and consulates. It comes during a wide-ranging Trump crackdown on some of America's most elite universities. He sees these institutions as too left-wing, accusing them of failing to combat anti-Semitism when pro-Palestinian protests have unfolded on campuses. Responding to the move, China called on the U.S. to protect international students. The universities themselves are likely to be disquieted as well. Many of them rely on foreign students for a significant chunk of their funding, as those scholars often pay higher tuition fees. Foreign students who want to study in the U.S. are usually required to schedule interviews at a U.S. embassy in their home country before approval. Sports is next. Stay tuned.
Soft Weave bathroom tissue, napkins, and paper towels are the perfect choice for your home. Manufactured with virgin fibers, it's the quality that you and your family deserve. New Soft Weave Total Hygiene bathroom tissue is produced at high temperatures to remove microorganisms. It's pH controlled to protect your skin and produced with UV light disinfection to eliminate bacteria and viruses, providing maximum protection. Soft Weave, distributed by Fine Foods Inc. and sold island-wide.
Soft Weave. Quality, affordability, manufactured with you in mind.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
Covering the nation and beyond. DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
Just Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any time with Mobanking. The faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way.
So transfer funds on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
To pay your bills with Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
So order checks on Mobanking.
The faster, easier
Pay employees
way.
on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way to bank.
Plus, you can now top up your phone on Mobanking. No need for cash or card. Simply log into Mobanking to top up your phone. Visit nbdominica.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more details.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD.
Your partner, your bank.
Welcome to the DBS Morning Sport Report. We start off with cricket news. Former Winner Islands Volcanoes captain Sunil Ambrose is set to make his debut at the upcoming Dream 11 Nature Isle T10 tournament. The former West Indies player is among 3 overseas players who will feature for the defending champions Barana Ote Warriors. The announcement following the players' draft last night at the Windsor Park. The defending champions will also have at their services the Trinidad batsman Camille Poran and Windward Islands Volcanoes player Keon Gadsden. The 7th edition of the Dream 11 Nature Isle T10 tournament gets underway on July 13. The full Warriors team is Gian Benjamin, Sunil Ambris, Camille Poran, Keon Gaston, Kamal Hamilton, Sherlon George, Shervin Dorset, John Matthew, Akan Edwards, Clemenson LeBlanc, Fabian Benjamin, Shekwan Tuse, and Liberd Daru. Barana Ote Warriors coach is John Fabian.
We had to go back to the drawing board this tournament, being that everybody's back in the draft. We would have loved to have kept our championship team from last season, but we know that's not how it is. We are unfortunate to have lost a few players, but then with replacements, we expect them to step up and do the job and then work as hard to defend our title as we can.
All right, quick word on your overseas players selected.
Well, we retained, well, not retained, but we brought back one of those that we had last year, and then we have Sunil Ambris, a very exciting and explosive top-order batsman, and then we expect them to do well, and we're just looking forward to seeing a performance for the tournament.
All right, so defending champions, but it's always said that it's hard to repeat as champions. What will be the mindset as you guys head into the competition?
Well, defending is always difficult, even this year being even more difficult. The fact that we couldn't retain any players, the fact that everybody had to go back into the draft. But we are confident in the players that we were able to pick in the draft. And it's not about just the big names. It's the environment and the culture of the Barana Ote Warriors. It's the culture and the environment and making players feel comfortable that brings out the best in them. We were unfortunate to lose our MVP of last year. He's gone to his splashes, but it's okay. It's the Barana Ote spirit that brings out the best in players, and we'll see that for the next tournament.
Barana Ote Warriors coach John Fabian. The Warriors nature boy is Gian Benjamin. Their team manager is Magali John Baptist. Meantime, the former West Indies player Andre Fletcher will play for the Champion Reef Divers. The Spice Man is one of 3 overseas players selected by the Divers. He will join Lenico Boucher from Barbados and Dijon Charles from Trinidad. The Divers team will have Courtney Anselm as their nature boy. Their team also includes Jed Joseph, Malachi Xavier, CJ Charles, Kimron George, Ajani Tavernier, Neil Payne, Shahim Caesar, Sebastian Brumant, and Melvin Defoe. Champion Reef Divers coach is Phoenix Thomas.
Well, clearly, when you look at what Champion has this edition, is again we packing our team with explosive players from the top. But we obviously you've seen that with the addition of the Spiceman, is no stranger to the shorter version of the game, and Dijon Charles I wouldn't say he's unknown to us here, but he has light up the VPL, doing his thing in Trinidad and now in Grenada. So we just hope that he continues that fire. His selection mainly came from our captain, Alec, who called me and said me that, hey, he has had discussion with this player. Take a look at some clips, and then obviously I liked what I saw. So we went with those guys. So after speaking to Alec, he said, with this top 5 or top 6, what he needs me to do in this draft is just go and pick some bowlers for him. They think that they can manage that. So the other teams, it's not putting up any warning to anybody, but they have to look out.
And that was Champion Reef Divers coach Phoenix Thomas. Alex Athanase is also attached to the Champion Reef Divers and will play once he is available. We'll bring you more on the other franchises and the players selected in another sportscast. Dominica ended their campaign in the Creole Memorial Cup with a defeat last night as they went down to Martinique in the final match in Guadeloupe. Dominica entered the match with defeats to Guadeloupe and Benin and started off strong and even had a 3-point lead at the half against their French neighbors. The second half, however, was a different story, and Dominica struggled offensively, being held to 23 points in the second half as they lost the game 76-58. Kaifa Francis had his best game of the tournament as he led Dominica with 16 points, and Lester Langley added 8 points for Dominica. Benin won the competition after beating Guadeloupe 79-68 in the final match last night. West Indies head coach Darren Sammy is hoping the Windies can improve on their away record as they face England in a series of white ball matches starting this week. The West Indies will face England in the first ODI on Thursday. The first ball is at 8 a.m. Caribbean time. The Windies are coming off a 1-1 series draw with Ireland. Sammy says this is an important series as the Windies build for the next Cricket World Cup.
It's always a challenge. Ireland was a challenge. England is a challenge. Every international team posts different type of challenges. For us is to continue to believe, continue to work, and we are putting in the work. And we hold the trophy from winning the series at home. And we're trying to better our away record. And we have a team capable of doing that. That's very important. Ever since we started this journey with World Cup 2027 in mind, automatic qualification is the first goal. Climbing up the rankings is the only way we could do that. We've made some strides from when we just started. We are at number 9 right now with England just ahead of us, I think by 2 or 3 points. And this series is very important. In fact, every ODI game from now until the deadline for qualification is important. So that should be extra incentives for our guys. And we are preparing well with the conditions that are handed to us. And we will be ready by the time we play England, weather permitting.
West Indies head coach Darren Sammy. The South Africa A team completed a clean sweep over the West Indies A team as they took the third 50 overs match last night to win their 3-match series 3-0 in St. Lucia. Alec Athanaze's struggles with the bat in the series continued as he departed without scoring, and the top order did not fire to put the Windies A team on the back foot batting first. Shakir Paris and Javier Glenn got important half-centuries as the middle order rallied the team to a score of 253 for 9 in 50 overs. Paris got 96, Glenn 52, and Jit Gully 30. The South Africans in reply cruised to a score of 258 for 4 in 34.5 overs to win by 6 wickets. Rivaldo Munsami made 94 and Max Ackerman 71. O.J. Shields picked up 2 for 44. The attention now shifts to the first 4-day match, which gets underway on Sunday. Alec Athanaze, Kavim Hodge, and Gillan Tyson are all in the squad for that first 4-day match. National cyclist Kohath Baron is rating his stint in Colombia as a great learning experience and feels that the exposure will help him in his quest to become a top elite rider. Baron spent the last few months in Colombia undergoing intense training. He says the experience has helped him to be a stronger rider.
Well, the training up there was really good in terms of the altitude. Everybody know like Monda Blute in Dominica, it's like 5,000 something feet. And in Colombia, I was living at 5,800 feet. So the altitude was really high. I mean, breathing while training, it was really difficult. That's the first time I really got a little chest pain and stuff, but it did my fitness good. The air is thin, so it's good for training. So when you come back down to sea level, you're able to breathe better. And yeah, all in all, the experience was really good. I enjoyed it.
What did you take the most from that? I know you mentioned, the difference in the air, but physically, would you describe yourself as a stronger rider now?
Yeah, definitely. I am stronger. I feel stronger. Yeah, and another thing I took from Colombia is that when I go out, I do not only get information for myself, but I try to absorb everything different coaches tell me and come back and try to help the upcoming cyclists as well.
National cyclist Kohath Baron. And West Indies women's head coach Shane Dane says the ladies have to find ways to get better as they continue with their white ball series with England this week. The Windies lost the T20 series 3-0, and the attention now shifts to the ODI format with the West Indies playing England in the first ODI on Friday. The Windies coach says there's a lot of work to do.
Yeah, I think overall, obviously results aren't going well, but
we're just trying to find some players who can step up at this level and come this time next year at the World Cup. Hopefully we found a few and we're going to be real competitive. Yeah, we've got a lot of work to do to get up to speed. Our regional cricket is probably not where it should be, but we're improving on that. So we're going to bring players in and get them to international level as quick as possible, which is difficult, but the attitude and the hard training which we're doing will help that. So also we can give them opportunities and support them, try to guide them through, and I think we've got some talent there coming through. Obviously we're missing a couple of big names, but as I said to the squad, we need 20 international players if we're going to be competitive consistently. So that's what we're aiming for. So that's the long-term plan, and now us as coaching staff, we're just going to get players good enough to compete now, learn about the game, get better every day, and come, obviously the World Cup for T20s next year, we're going to be real dangerous, I think. Not going to the ODI World Cup, a little bit of a blessing because we've got a long period where I can get them in and work with them all our coaches, because we haven't had that yet. They live in different islands, so as a coach, you don't get much time with our players, and that's probably the hardest thing. You get probably nailed as a coach for losing 3-0, but I want to spend some time with our players and improve their skills, and that's probably the plan for the next, after South Africa tour, for the next 6-7 months after that.
And that was West Indies women's head coach Shane Deeds. On that note, we end the DBS News and Sports. Join us at 1:15 for another major package. On behalf of the News and Sports departments and our links personnel, Hazari Williams, I'm Ivona John Baptist Luge. Good morning.
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
Just Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any time. With Mobanking, the faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way.
So transfer funds on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
To pay your bills with Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
So order checks on Mobanking.
The faster, easier
Pay employees
way.
on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way to bank.
Plus, you can now top up your phone on Mobanking.
Top me up.
No need for cash or card. Simply log into Mobanking to top up your phone. Visit nbdominica.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more details.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD.
Your partner, your bank.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
DBS News. Accurate, up-to-date, professional. We bring you the news of the nation via 3 newscasts, Monday to Saturday at 7 a.m. The DBS Major Morning News, 1:15 p.m. Your lunchtime news bulletin, and at 6 in the evening, the DBS Evening News. Call us at 448-4302. Listen on www.dbcradio.net. Don't forget to like our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/